This is Pixie doing a video. Yeah, it's not quite winter, but I got the kind of a jumper vibe. It's a bit colder earlier, so I thought I'd just whip this jumper on. So last night I was doing some assembling of racking, so I got some new racking. I didn't know where to put it, but I found a spot for it. So I started moving things around, taking things down, posters and stuff, just looking at where it can go and so on. And it's pretty much gone back to the old layout it was before. Only I've replaced it instead of living wood. Now I've got like steel racking. I think maybe the top levels might use on something slightly different on them. Top shelves. And what else did I think I had a quick bath, and I put some shea butter on my hair and chilled out. But as soon as I went to bed around, I don't know, for some reason I skipped up later, about 12:30, I noticed there was a little knocking in my flat. I was so agitated, possibly a little bit, or let me know that. And I started having these weird, like, seeing these like demon type creatures. I don't know. It was like if you could imagine a person had tar poured all over him, sort of that, or it was like earth. It was quite strange. Entities with different faces, but then again, you should just embrace it as kind of like seeing something. You know, if you're horrified by something and it's trying to show its true form, then why ask for it to show its true form? So it's kind of, you know, it's a sort of a bit of a no-brainer. And so yeah, I started seeing these images, and I started hearing noises in the flat. And there was noises in the bathroom, and there was noises in the kitchen. And I think it was because I just physically changed the layout of my property, and Sappy didn't like so many massive changes, or maybe there's half the things that used to be there are not there, and it's kind of, you know, sort of agitated some way. I don't know. All I did is store some stuff away, and it was the early hours. I think it was about 4 in the morning. Now I turned the TV off. I got an LT, got a controller, so I was watching YouTube, come off YouTube, turned it off, went to bed, and then at 4 a.m. I got this sort of kind of a message in my mind, sort of like, I just wanted to wake you up. I don't know what the hell I was, and then I woke up. I sort of opened my eyes a bit, and I was just too tired to get up. But the TV had come on, and it was like a blue screen, and so there's blue light being sort of emanated into my front room. I was thinking, oh, what the? I thought, well, this is a bit odd. I mean, I do feel threatened by all this stuff. It just seems like unusual activity. I sense it's something. I think. Well, there may be some demonic levels if you start seeing these images. It's probably not human, but it's also probably like to be a child. When I've had things, I'll get them back in. I'd had a little doll, there's a little tap in, and you know, I remember making I made this kind of doll. You can see it in some of my other videos, and it was just sat on the table, and I could hear tapping, like something had picked its hand up and dropped it. And there was no breeze or anything in my property. Something engaged with it, put it that way. It was a solid thing. And because it's standing there looking, it was like, oh, what's this? You know, sort of, I couldn't resist having a little play. So I was very interested in, and possibly to see if it's real. I mean, it might not be able to tell so well if something's living or not. So it has to physically engage with it. I don't know. It just sees them, or a bit more involved in that. So yeah, now it's just a case of get my layout on my property. I want to sort of add the spiritual dimensions to it with things. I got to downsize stuff. Yeah, and just kind of get that kind of cool vibe in there. Maybe makes me feel comfortable. Just so difficult. I just got so much stuff, so I've got to reduce it. But I wouldn't want to give up maybe sort of arty crafty things, or Or if I come to reducing leads, I'd have to figure out what they all are. I've got so many leads to gadgets that I probably never use that I don't know what they're for. So the problem with that, if I throw something away, I'm going to suddenly think, where the hell did I put that lead? So yeah. Anything else going on? Well, I mean, I could try to engage this kind of entity. It wanted to wake me up, I don't know why. I need to physically sleep. Maybe it can only come through in the realm at certain times. And maybe it's trying to engage with my spirit, but it's bound to my body or something. I kind of keep an open mind about this stuff. I'm not saying it's all sort of true, and you know, if you think something instantly, yeah, that's happening. But then life's always seemed like there's more going on, you know. It's not just simple what we see. Person crossing the road. I mean, I might put some other sort of shelving up. I might be looking at objects, kind of ones of history, and you can do energy readings on things. So like it is old, and then try to connect to a different era through it. I was wondering about sort of anything that's Nazi occult, and then just sort of try to meditate and focus on it, just to get information from it, and maybe connect to some of the experiments maybe they've involved, or spiritual engagements of different sorts. So it's a case of looking for relics and trying to look for things that might be real. They might not have much of a value, but if they're connected to the time, it might give me insight. But then there's also attachment to certain objects. I was watching a channel called Dark Ghost, and they had a clock that went off, and it was set to 2:45. Then it went off at 3 because it fell over and it was on 3 suddenly, and then it was sort of maybe 1/2 past. I think the story is something happened around that time period it's telling, and something about a drawer, wasn't it, as well? Drawer keeps on opening up. But the thing is, if you took that clock away and put it in your own home, suddenly you might get lots of odd things happening in your sort of home that you never had before. So you've got to be kind of careful what you're inviting in. So I need to be kind of cautious around these things. I think the mirrors act like portals, so I play around with the layout of them. They don't necessarily have to face each other. I did that kind of it was like a trap, really, with more chance of seeing something. Because if it reflects itself on itself, then it might give it more form. So we will see. Anyway, speak to you soon. Have a great one, and speak to you soon, mate.